can be a relationship where you keep having the same pattern, repeating the same kind of thing with somebody. This could be with a family member. How do you know if you've got cords attached to you? Well, hi, welcome, come on in. I'm going to show you how we can sense whether we've got cords. Sit over this side, can you? So that I can keep facing this way, it'd be easier for me. Hi, welcome. So today we're going to work on relationship cords, negative relationship cords. The positive ones are there, we're not going to touch them, they're going to stay. We're going to work on negative patterns. So who might have some negative things with, say, career, finances, where you feel like it's almost there, it's going to happen, and then for some reason it's just blocked, it doesn't happen, it doesn't come through, or the finances come through, but then at the last minute, a bunch of bills come through. How many people have those kind of patterns? Few, okay. What else? Patterns in romantic relationships. Anybody going through difficult things with romantic relationships? Might not be the same person. No, yours is perfect. Good. Okay, what about the other areas of your life? What about health? Do you have any negative health patterns where you keep getting recurring things? Yeah, a few different things. Okay, what about family members? Anybody got any difficult family members? Anybody got no stuff at all? Anybody got no stuff? No, we all have things. What do you do? Put your hand up. We all have stuff. That's part of life. We all go through these life lessons, and we're all currently working on one lesson or another, and that's why we have stuff in our life. As we have relationships with people, any kind of relationship, so this could be family people, this could be romantic relationships, or even people in business, acquaintances even, any kind of partnership or an association with someone that has some kind of emotional attachment, you're going to have cords that connect you, right? And these will be beautiful white cords. If you're psychic and you can see cords, you can actually see them as white or silver cords, are beautiful. And then we get these not so nice ones, dark cords. Hey, Mark, how are you? We are live here on the internet. Got Mark Becker just showed up. Check us out. We've got a huge crowd here live in New York. So we're hoping. You can't see my sparkles? You can see my sparkles. Okay, so we're talking about cords and how we get cords. All right, let's see if you guys can feel and sense them. So how about relationships? Let's work on romantic relationships. And this goes for everyone at home as well. Or if there's not a particular romantic relationship that's difficult, then pick a different kind of relationship, right? Everybody got somebody they can work on. I want you to think of like, what was the worst one that you've got? So this is your ex. This is a current relationship you're having difficulty with, or a family member. Everybody can think of somebody? Everybody got somebody in mind? Yeah? Down here? Okay. They can hear me live, fine? Okay. All right, so we're thinking about a family member or a relationship, right? First of all, just close your eyes, and I want to take you back to the time that relationship was particularly difficult. So I want you to recreate that moment, which was a very difficult conversation that you had, something that was very hurtful. And rather than glossing over it and trying to forget about it, this time I want you to feel it. I want you to think about what was said and how you felt about that and why you felt so hurt, or there could be feelings of anger or pain. So I want you to think about what it is and really go into what was said and that feeling. Now, as you do that, tune into your body and say, where do I feel that on my body? Right? And put your hand on that area of your body. See, a lot of people feeling it in their sacral chakra, also heart,
Okay, so when you're asking about this conversation, this person, and you're thinking about that feeling, that not so nice feeling, where do you feel it tugging in your body? And put your hand on that area of your body. And some of you will feel it, sense it. Some of you may even see it. And what you're feeling, what you're sensing is a cord with that person. And as you think about this person, especially when you go there emotionally and you get into that relationship, you start recreating it, you're actually feeling a tug of a cord that's there psychically. So some of you can see it. So if you found it on your body, now just see if you can see, where is that? How is that? What is it? It's a cord. It's a cord that goes from your chakra somewhere on your body to the other person. Now, when they're beautiful cords that you're born with and you create these beautiful relationships, the white or silver ones, you don't feel them. What you're feeling is that tug, which could be a dark gray cord. It could be kind of stringy. It could be just kind of murky wrapped around a white cord, or it could be a really thick rubbery cord. See if you can see it. Okay, and then bring yourself back and gently open your eyes. All right, so did any of you feel that tug in your body? Right? That's how you check in to know that you've got a cord with someone. So if you're not sure, well, is there something going on with that person? Go back to that time and see if you can feel that. So what it is, you create these, you have this beautiful energy with a person, but then you create this blockage, this negative cord. So you might have a wonderful relationship, but then there's times when you have difficult. Let's take romantic relationships. Do you believe in past lives? Who believes in past lives? Okay, good. So let's imagine that you're up there, you've had your previous life, you're up there in heaven. You're actually talking with your guides and you're talking about what lessons you learned previously and what things you still want to work on. And a lot of the things we work on through relationships. So you're up there in heaven and you say, well, you know, I need to work on this aspect of my life, whether it's I was really good with money in a past life. This lifetime, I need to struggle a little bit financially, right? So I'm going to check that box. I'd like to struggle a little financially in this lifetime. Give myself that lesson. I would like to have some health issues. I had good health last time. I was taking care of somebody else in a previous life. This lifetime, I'd like to have some health issues. Anybody check that box, right? And romantic relationships will say, through a romantic relationship, I want to learn a lesson. So let's say that lesson is to love myself. So you're going to pick a romantic relationship to teach you self-love. And you actually are picking people that you're going to have that relationship with. So these people that have hurt you, can you think of those people that have hurt you in this lifetime? People that have screwed you over, people who've done business that have hurt you, friends that have stabbed you in the back, romantic relationships that have hurt you, family members that hurt you. These are your dearest soulmates. These are people that you love dearly because you trusted them to come into your life and have that lesson. So you're up there in heaven and you pick who you're going to have this relationship with. I'm going to have a romantic relationship. I need you to be that real jerk to me. You know, you love me so much. You're my soulmate. I want you to have this experience. You know how to get to me. And so you're going to be that horrible person that really screws me over, cheats on me, abuses me. And you don't realize when you're born, because you've forgotten all that. The veil comes over and you can't remember it because you couldn't have the lesson. If you knew, you'd just be running the other way. So then you're in your 20s, your 30s, and that life lesson is going to come along. And so that person shows up in your life. And at first you're like, oh, it's like I know this person. I feel so connected with them. Yeah, you do, because you know you've had previous lives with them. So, you know, often when a soulmate shows up and they're here to give you a lesson, you recognize them, you feel it, you feel that great connection. You have these beautiful cards with them. And then they start doing things to you. So at first, maybe it's all wonderful. And then, you know, they screw you over, they cheat on you, they do really horrible things to you. And they make you have that lesson, that feeling, that hurt, that pain, which perhaps your lesson this time is to stand up for yourself and say, I'm not going to have this anymore. I'm walking away from this. I'm going to love myself, or however you are supposed to learn that lesson. And meanwhile, you are creating also these negative chords start to develop. So you've got this beautiful chord with that person, but now you've got these negative chords with that person. And so now you've developed that. Even if you get rid of this person out of your life, let's say you get rid of your husband, your girlfriend, and they're out of your life, they're gone. Do they still affect you? How many of you have still got a relationship where you've gotten rid of them, they're out of your life, but they call you sometimes you think about them, things come up. How many have got a relationship like that? Right? So they're gone from your life, but that lesson was never fully absorbed. You didn't quite get through that and work through that. And sometimes the lesson is just to experience feelings, just to experience pain and hurt, so we can appreciate the opposite. Sometimes it's just to have that experience. But if we haven't fully absorbed that as a soul, we're going to continue to want that. And so either they will show back up in our lives, they'll call us and something will come up and it's like they will drag it up again, that feeling. Or what else could happen? Anybody had the experience where another person shows up, gives them the same feeling, right? So maybe you get rid of that guy in your life, and then you meet another one, think they're completely different, think that one's going to be perfect. And then that same lesson comes up again. Could be financial, where like you almost going to get it, everything looks good, disappears. Then something else starts again, and you think, oh, well, that's great, that's going to work. And then that disappears, right? Could be health related. So these patterns will show up, these people will show up because you've got this energetic cord, right? So even if that person has left your life, if you have not fully released that, that means you've absorbed that lesson. You understand on a soul level that this was a learning lesson for you and that you send them love and light. Even though they were awful to you, you understand that you wanted that, you absorb that, and you say, I don't need to have that anymore. I'm just going to release you with love and light. It's hard to say forgive because it's not always forgive or call them up and, asking for forgiveness. You can write a letter to the universe and put that out. It's more a releasing of, I'm done with that lesson. I don't need to have it anymore. That's when you can start to release that cord. When you don't release the cord, every time that situation comes up with another person or something reminds you about it, that cord is going to start irking and will actually pull on certain areas of your body. Okay, so let me show you a little bit of this. Could you bring me a chair? And let's see. Who would like to volunteer? Would you like to come and volunteer, darling? Yeah, come on. Okay, they're very proud of you. What's that feedback? Okay. It's somebody that's beautiful. You are beautiful. And Spirit is so proud of you that you are getting here and expressing yourself because that's part of it. You have a huge cord wrapped around your throat here.
Yeah, that's right.
When we were doing the exercise, were you feeling something here? Yeah. Okay. So it's like you've been strangled, right? And so who were you thinking about that did this to you? Was it a past relationship or was it your father?
I was thinking about somebody I knew. It wasn't like somebody I knew.
Okay. Was it a man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This has gone back through not just this one person. Like I said, this can happen with more than one person, the same kind of thing, right? And every time you think about this person and that situation, you feel choked. You feel like you can't speak, right? And so you find yourself in life often just not wanting to speak up, not wanting to get up here and volunteer because you don't want to express yourself, right? So she has a cord that's attached to her throat chakra, and this person that you're thinking about is attached to their base chakra. So this man you were thinking about, the base chakra, that means that he wants to control you because it's his base. And he does that because of his family situation. Like he felt he had no control in his family with his parents. So he wants to control you. Does that make sense to you?
No.
No?
No, I think it's just his right. If he doesn't want to have a friendship or whatever, that's his right. But I wasn't accepting that. That's all.
Yeah.
It's his right.
Okay.
Can't-
All right. But you're not fully released, even though you're saying I've let him go. It's not, the energy's not fully released, right? So are you willing to release that energy?
Oh, sure.
Right? Okay. So we're going to work on this for everybody at home and everybody here. I'm going to work on her throat chakra. If any of you are having the same issues where you feel like you can't speak up or somebody stopped you from speaking, we'll work on that. And if you want to join in, just put your hands right here on your throat chakra, right? I'm going to use a Larimar. This is a throat chakra stone. So I'm actually just going to this on you for a minute. And I love crystals and stones because they help to release some of this stuff. It's not a miracle worker. It's not just going to suddenly like make everything disappear, but it kind of makes it a little easier. So I'm going to use this just to kind of loosen up that throat chakra. Right? And so when your throat chakra is shut down, you can have thyroid problems. You generally just can't speak up to your relationships. You get kind of left behind. But things like, you know, your business is not working strongly enough because you're not getting out there and expressing yourself. Right?
Feels good.
That feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, you can borrow that. Okay, so put your hands on your throat chakra. And I'm going to ask beautiful divine beings that are working with us. We've got beautiful divine beings that are here, or your guides and masters that are working with you. We're asking only to work with angels and divine beings. We're asking to look at your energy field and to take any energy for these people here and anybody at home that you're having difficulty speaking up because you have a cord attached to somebody or some pattern in life. Would you like to release that cord? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
Okay, while I'm going to work on you, I want you to be thinking about that situation, that person. I'm going to start releasing the cord that's here. And I want you just to say, okay, I've had that experience. I don't need that experience anymore. I've had that feeling. And I don't need to keep that person in my life. I'm going to disconnect the cord from them as well. So I'm doing healing for them. I know sometimes people feel like they don't want to do the healing on that other person, but you have to because you don't want it coming back. You don't want them coming back and like a hook attacking you again. So I'm actually cutting it off this person's base chakra, but I'll do it for everybody at home also, taking away that negative energy cord from wherever it's coming from and releasing that and throwing it down to Mother Earth. Okay. How does that feel on your throat?
Feels lucid.
It feels good, right? Yeah. Okay. How does everybody out there feel? I heard a lot of right? That's releasing that energy. All right, beautiful. Thank you. You can keep that on for a while.
Thank you.
Okay, who else would like to come up and volunteer? Okay, so we're going to work on romantic relationship issues, right? These cords often come off this area here because this is our romantic relationship area, but sometimes off the heart chakra as well, sometimes also on the throat because they're controlling you, but yours are right here, right? And sometimes you can have health issues in this area. This could be like issues with your ovaries.
I had a fibroid last year.
Okay, all right, so that's what that's about. And it's a physical manifestation of this energy. There's a cord coming off. It creates this imbalance in the energy, and you're going to eventually get some kind of a physical problem here in this area. So if you've got a physical problem, you've probably got an energetic cord. If you've got a cord, you're going to get a physical problem. So you can go from either way, right? Right. And you can do it physically, great, and get rid of the mass, get rid of the actual physical thing that's there. But unless you get rid of the energy, then it will actually come back. And so you want to make sure you've gotten rid of the energy, the underlying. Okay, so everybody wants to join in. Romantic relationships, usually you will find them right here on your sacral chakra, sometimes in your heart if you feel it, but most people will feel it right here, or if you've got a health issue right there. Put your hands right there. And there's actually 2 points on you. One's really strong and one's a weaker one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's the 2 relationships, one's really hurtful and one's a little bit hurtful,
yeah.
Right? Okay, so think about that person or those people that have hurt you. And I want you to think about exactly what it was and how you felt, and don't push it away. Say, okay, when they did that thing, when we had that argument, when they said that, when they cheated on me, when they abused me, and the things they said, and really just go in. And as you do, you'll start to feel those cords coming up. And do you give me permission to release these cords?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to work on everybody. I'm going to work on you and everybody else. And I'm cutting away the big, black, nasty cords that are there, but leaving all the good white ones. And so you'll be amazed at how these people will suddenly change. Now, this one, again, is in the base chakra, so very controlling from him. And throw those down to the earth. And I've got to heal both sides, because we don't want that person keep coming back. If you don't heal their side, even if you fix yourself, they're going to keep coming back. And we take these dark negative cards and we cut them from this relationship. We absorb the lesson from this relationship. We no longer need that. We just want to receive the love and the wisdom. Do you want to do that? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
Throw those down to Mother Earth. Okay. Did you feel a release?
Yes.
Now, when you think about that person, just have a quick check-in and think about that person. Do you feel a bit lighter about them? Right? When you've got a cord there and you think about them, you feel it and you start to get back and not feel good. When you start to look at it as like, well, I had that experience, but it doesn't irk me anymore, then you know that then you've done the work.
Thank
Okay,
you.
how much time do we have? So I want to do a meditation. How many? Okay, I'll take one more person then. Who else wants to come? Hey, darling, how are you?
I was going to meet you.
Okay, so we got some cords here on the heart chakra. So this is some kind of grief or family pain. So do you know what that is to do with?
My parents gone. Well, both my parents are gone. Ancestors all gone.
You have a sister.
Yeah, I have 4 sisters.
Okay, so somebody that you're not talking with or there's a little bit of difficulty with.
Most of my sisters don't speak to me anymore.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I'm feeling here, right? So it's attached over here and I feel it in the heart because the heart's going to be showing you more family stuff, or if there's grief and pain of people that pass, it's going to be here, but this is more like the sisterly. This is stuff to do with the past life, right? You have past lives with them. This is why this is infecting you in this lifetime. But once we remove these cords, you'll be surprised at how all of a sudden those people will be really nice. If it's a person at work that you don't get along with, they might just all of a sudden get moved to another area. But I feel like when we do this with your family, we're going to get closer and remove that, because there's not even a reason why I feel like you're not talking for a specific reason. It's not like something happened and you go, okay, now I understand. It's kind of like a general, like overall, like several things. And it's not one particular thing.
Yeah, we're distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's fix that. Anybody wants to work at home on this? This is the heart chakra we're working on. If you've got grief or pain or difficulty with a family member that you're not talking to, something like that, or a friend. There's a friend that has maybe hurt you in some way. Let's work on that. Okay. So we're going to remove any negative energy. Do you give me permission to work on this? Remove any negative cords? Give me a yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to remove any negative cords from here. I'm going to leave the positive, the white ones. You've got some pretty thick ones here. There's a whole bunch, right? And there's a whole bunch of people here, right? I'm going to take it from all of them. So it's more for you. It's more like an experience between several people as opposed to one person. And I'm working on everybody at home. This is going to work for everybody. And what you're doing is just saying, okay, I'm going to release that negative energy. I'm going to absorb whatever I was supposed to learn from this, whatever lesson, but I don't need to keep having that feeling. I don't need to keep having that experience. We heal them as well. We heal you. Are you ready to release that? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
And cut those cords and send them down to Mother Earth. Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I did bring a couple of crystals just to show you. I showed you the one. Some of the crystals will help you to release the cords, but they're not going to completely remove. Now, who else? The lady in the purple shirt. Yes, you, coming up. Right, so she has got some cords on her third eye. Right, have a seat. So you are very psychic, but I think you've been blocked by people telling you you're not good enough, or you'd like to express that, you'd like to do that, but you're afraid. You're afraid like people make fun of you, or you're afraid you're not good enough for something, but you're very psychic. It's just not coming through as strong as I would like it to. Do we have a pendulum? No. I'll use this.
Use a necklace.
Yeah, I'll just use one of the other necklaces.
Exactly.
Okay, so a pendulum is any weight on the end of a string and can show you your energy field. So I'm feeling this in a third eye being shut down. And when I hold it there, it should be rotating, but it really is just kind of sitting there. That means it's blocked. And what I'm seeing is cords. These cords are actually going back to a past life, but also I feel like with your family, perhaps your parents that were like, oh, that's weird, you can't do that. Is that right? Okay, so that's where her block comes from. If I take a third eye crystal, like a nice blue one that resonates with this third eye, and I put this right here on the energy field, it's going to unblock it. Right? It doesn't actually completely remove the cords, and when I put it back, it's still going to be blocked again. It's just going to help to release that, but it's not permanent. We need to do the work, right? So let's do one more. I'm just going to work on the third eye. Who would like to open up the third eye to be more psychic, be able to see things, have more intuition? Do you want to do that? Right. Okay. So if you want to do that, put your hands on your third eye. Everybody at home, if you want to join in, I'm going to release all patterns, all cords that are creating fear around being able to use your third eye, where perhaps people have told you that you shouldn't do that. It's weird. You can't do that. People have just explained to you when you were a kid that that's not possible, and so you don't believe it. Going to remove all that. Would you like to open up your third eye? Give me a big yes.
Yes.
Ooh. And I think some of you, did you see like it was like a purple or a blue haze, right? Okay, that's seeing your third eye open up. I'm going to take this away, and let's just check if now you're open without anything. You see, and there now it's nice and open, beautiful, without having to have anything. There you go. Thank you. Now, of course, they do grow back. So, you know, you can cut your relationship cords, and then they can call, they can irk you again. And over time, if you start having those feelings and thinking about that, those cords are going to grow back. It's the same with anything, right? You start to get fear about, I don't know if I can do that, and then your third eye starts to close up again. You have things with a friend, if you remove the cords, but then you start to think negatively about them, they can grow back. So what you have to do is, once you've cleared off those cords, is just watch yourself, be very careful. Whenever you have a negative thought about that person, that relationship, just replace it with a positive thought. You know, okay. All right, we're ready to do a little meditation. Yeah. So we're just gonna go through some different chords that you might have, and we'll join in. Everybody at home, and everybody here. So close your eyes, relax. Make sure you uncross your arms and your legs. First, I'm going to put a bubble of white light of protection around you. We're only working with beautiful divine beings and angels. We're not working with anything negative vibration, only the highest vibrational beings. We're asking your guides and masters to come in and help you with this. We're asking them to come around and protect you. And we're asking Angel Michael to come in, and any other angels and guides that want to come in and assist with this cord cutting. We're seeing this beautiful white light coming down over your head and over your third eye. And as this light comes down over your body, it's beautiful, relaxing. It comes down over your throat chakra. So see, some of you still have a residual on your throat chakra. So if you have an issue on your throat chakra, you have any physical difficulty there, you still feel like you're not completely expressing yourself, think about those people that might stop you from expressing yourself. Think about maybe in your family when you were younger, if your parents wouldn't let you speak out or your teachers wouldn't let you speak out. Just think about that and then just say, okay, I'm ready to release that. I don't need to have that anymore. And I'm going to work on cutting those cords. Cut those cords on your throat chakra. And anybody else those are connected to. And I'm going to release those down to Mother Earth. And see that throat chakra opening up, being able to communicate, to being able to speak your truth, being able to be a speaker, a writer, a singer, being able to communicate in relationships. Let's see that white light coming down over your shoulders. Seeing a lot of stress cords on the top of your shoulders, on the top of your chest. This is things weighing you down. So I'm going to ask you to release any cords from your shoulders. So if you feel like you've just been stressed, it's just a lot of weight on your shoulders, a lot of things that you take on, and responsibilities, maybe your family, your friends, people put a lot of things on you, or at work, and take away all that stress. So just say, yes, I'm allowing that to be released. I'm finding it very easy to accomplish a lot of things. I'm not stressed about anything. I'm excited about my life and what I'm doing. I don't need to have any more stress. We see that white light coming down over your chest, over your heart chakra. And we're going to work on your heart chakra. So any residual grief or pain of people that are past, any relationship with family, friends, anybody that's hurting you in your heart chakra, could be a romantic relationship, could be a friend that's hurt you. I want you to think about these situations for you, what that means. And just allowing that we remove any cords from the heart chakra. We take those cords away, throw them down to Mother Earth. We ask that that heart chakra is beautiful, bright and green, and that we're feeling healthy. And we feel that love in our heart so we can expand our heart chakra. And then coming down your body, the solar plexus. This is just below your diaphragm. And I see a lot of this is clouded with cords. This is your confidence area. This is your soul purpose. This is how we shine our light. And when this is blocked with cords, it's not feeling like you can have your soul purpose. People telling you you're not good enough. People telling you you can't do anything. Let's remove that. So if that affects you in your life, think about who's stopping you from shining your light. Is it a particular person, or is it just a feeling that you can't get to what you're doing? You can't get your soul purpose out there. Let's remove anything that's blocking you. Remove anything that's blocking you in your solar plexus. And let's just take those blocks, take those cords, throw those down to Mother Earth. And I see some people yawning. That's great. It's that spirit coming in, doing that healing work. So if you feel like taking a deep breath, the spirit coming in and working on you, releasing those cords, those blocks from shining your light. That's from allowing your career to shine, allowing you to be in your soul purpose. And then we've talked a lot about relationship cords, but on the back of your sacral chakra, your lower back, we have cords that affect us financially. So if you've got backache, issues with your lower back, issues with finances, money coming, but then it's also going, there's not enough, a fear, an issue with finances. Put your hands on your lower back and let's remove any negative cords from your lower back. Remove any cords that are stopping you from releasing the money to you, and removing any cords that are stopping or hindering the flow of abundance. We are abundant beings. We're here to have a beautiful soul purpose. We're here to live in abundance and be in the flow of money. See that beautiful chakra opening up in your lower back, releasing any pain or issues that you have with your spine there. being in the flow of money, accepting all the abundance that is yours by divine right, being in the flow of money and being completely clear of anything that's holding you back. And your base chakra, let's work on your base chakra between your legs. This is family stuff. Sometimes it affects your hips and your thighs. You can put extra weight on there. Your base chakra is your connection with your parents, your school days, teachers, people who hurt you when you were very, very young. So go back to any difficult relationships you have from when you were young. So go back to your most difficult relationships. Let's remove those cords. Those are from family members, school teachers, people that hurt you when you were young, and they sit in your base chakra. Let's remove those negative cords, remove those from the other person that may still be controlling you. Even if they've passed, even if they're gone, even if they're long out of your life, those memories still affect you. Let's take those cords and throw them down to Mother Earth. And you're thinking about, I'm releasing that person from my life. I no longer need to have that energy. I no longer have the negative energy. I still have the beautiful energies. I still absorb the life lessons. I no longer need to hang on to any negative energy with that person. And there might be a couple of people in there. Base chakra holds a lot. So I see some people have got with parents, but also with people at school, with friends. Let's release those cords from your base chakra and send those down to Mother Earth. And then just experience that beautiful white light that is all around you. That sunshine of light that comes out through your solar plexus, which is shining your light and going out there in the world. Living your soul purpose in abundance. And then gently, gently open your eyes. Okay. Shake it off. Stand up and shake it off. Right? Sometimes we have little residual cords hanging on. Let's just shake off that energy. Let's just make sure any bits that's left are just gone. Can we hand out some index cards quickly? Right, you want to win some free stuff? Okay, write your name and your email so I can read it. And we're going to win some free stuff. Did you bring some books with you, Sid, or not? Do you want to go grab me a few? Everybody got a piece of paper? Can you run and just grab me a few books? Okay, put your name and your email so I can read it if you want to win something. And then I want you to think about, is there anything? Everybody got a pen? Honey, just go get me some books. Okay, I want you to put down on the back side of the card, put your name and your email on one side, on the back side of the card, I'm going to put these in my prayer triangle and give them a blessing. So if there's anything you feel like is still a block, you'd like me to work on a little bit more, I will work on that for you tonight. So if there's a relationship that you feel you'd like me to work on a little bit more, maybe worked on it today, but you'd like me to just check in and make sure that's completely cleared for you. You could say to me, I think I've got a cord with my ex, I think I've got a cord with my friend, I think I've got a block for finances. So if there's something you want to put on there, I'm going to put these in my prayer basket tonight. So anything extra that you want me to work on, just write it down. That's just giving me permission to work on those particular things. And you can do this for yourself at home. And what you do is right before you go to sleep at night, just ask your guides to come in. We all have a guide, a main guide that works with us. We all have an angel that works with us. And plus we have other healing guides and angels that will come in as needed. And so it's hard to do this cutting the cords yourself. But what you do is you just, before you go to sleep at night, you just say, this is what I'd like you to help me with. These are the cords. These are the issues that I have. Can you please help me? And can you please cut these cords? So you can say, I'm having this problem with work. I'm having this problem with finances. Angels and guides, I give you permission to cut these cords. And then before you drift off to sleep, just take yourself back to the position of where there's a problem. what really irks you. See if you can find it on your body, and you can put your hand on that area of your body, and then just say to your guides and your masters, I'm willing to release this. I'm willing to have the lesson from this. Just help me to absorb the lesson, learn the lesson. I don't need to carry on with this energy anymore. And you're just saying, I'm releasing it with love and light. So it's hard to say, well, I completely forgive you, you know, for what they've done. Maybe they've really hurt you, but you just want to say, I don't want that energy anymore. I just want to feel okay about it. And when you start to do this, you'll start to see it like you're a third person. Like it's almost like you're watching somebody else going through that, but it doesn't irk you anymore. All right, collect up the cards. So pass your cards down. I'm going to give away some free books. So I do teach Reiki, and the energy course that we're talking about is part of what I do with Reiki. So if you're interested in learning how to, how to do energy healing, how to do Reiki, and how to do chords, I do have all my Reiki books. I do have them online as well. So you can actually take the whole course online. So you don't have to actually spend a whole day in a workshop. And I do the attunements online as well. I do the attunements, the Reiki attunements. So when you do Reiki, you're attuned by a master. I do it online as well. So I have all my Reiki books online, and I'm going to give this away in a minute when we get collected up. You'll see I've got some crystals from sacred places cut into certain geometrical designs, and these are to aid you in certain areas of your life where you may be blocked or have cords. These will often help. They're not a miracle worker. You can't just put it on and not, but they will help in areas of your life. So this book is more about like if your area is love, what stones, what cuts are going to help me to release that. If I want to find out about finances, which gems and which cuts are going to help with that. The pendulum I was showing you earlier, how we use the pendulum to be able to use it for health, like I was showing you to see how the chakras are shut down, but also you can ask yes, no questions. So I have a book on that. And on our soul purpose, who knows what their soul purpose is? Okay, so if you're, maybe you know what your soul purpose is, but you don't know how to get there, or maybe you think it's a few things, but you're not sure. So I have a lot of exercises that help you to figure out what is really your soul purpose. And I also talk about your numerology and your astrology, which also point to your soul purpose. And then once you figure it out, how do you get there? How do you actually start doing that? So I'm going to give that away. All right, so you want to pick a winner? Pick a winner for the Reiki.
Anne.
Anne? Hey, Anne, have you done Reiki before? Have you done some Reiki before? Twice? Okay, well, here you go.
So this is the first level book.
This is first level book to teach you how to be a Reiki healer, okay? And I'll sign them afterwards. Just come to my booth. Next one. And then I'm going to give away the gemstone book.
You got Carrie?
Carrie? Carrie? Yeah, come on. And then I'm going to give away the pendulum book. Yeah.
Lizette?
Lizette, congratulations. And I think we're getting kicked out. We're out of time. So I have a series of books I did on positive thinking. So these books were written in the early 1900s. Asthma Thinkers, Game of Life, wonderful one, How to Get Think and Grow Rich. They're all about positive thinking. The Secret, they really work. And so what I did was I took these books and I republished them with the entire book as it was published in the 1900s. And then I also added my own notes. This goes to
Mary.
Mary. Okay. What I'm going to do is for everybody else, I'm going to give you a book at my booth. So you're all winners. Everybody won a book. So come back to my booth. And I'll give you one of those books and I'll sign them all for you. So everybody at home, thank you very much. And if you're interested at home, go to gailthackeray.com.
Thank you. That was great.